Shalom. Shalom, Most High in Christ bless. See if a couple people get on there real quick. See who jump on. Shalom, y'all. Don't be mad if I don't respond to y'all's comments throughout this video. I'll come back and respond in the text once I'm finished. I pray everybody's day is well. And I don't really need a ton of people on here to get started. First, for those of y'all who don't know, I have left IUIC. I left IUIC last Friday. And so the reason a lot of people don't know is because I didn't post it on my Facebook page. I've always been in, leadership in Denver. And so one of the things is that if you leave, just leave quietly. You don't have to make a big to-do. You don't have to tell everybody. So when I left, I didn't tell everybody. You know what I'm saying? Leadership on the other side. Put it out there to everybody through Slack and everything. So they were supposed to share it to their people. So I still have people on here who are on my friends list that don't know that I'm not with the IUIC. So I just figured I was going to go quietly. I wasn't going to say nothing. I wasn't going to make a stir, that I was just going to roll. But now I have like people in the background that don't know the situation. Now I hate my people, that I've left the truth, and all these things coming out that I'm like, damn, like I just left, kept it low key. So since Friday, I haven't said anything, haven't posted anything to anybody. And not only that, but when I left, I didn't say anything to the congregation to try to win people over to anything or to try to create any situation with them. You know what I'm saying? I had a post I put up Friday. Then all of a sudden I had people coming on angry about the post or questioning it. And at that point I was like, you know what? It's probably time for me to leave. But it's not, it ain't just an overnight thing. And I didn't want to get on here because I don't really give a damn about Facebook. The only reason I cared about Facebook was because I was teaching classes. That's how I got to meet a lot of people. I got to help a lot of people through the classes I was teaching. Other than that, prior to that, I did not even have a personal Facebook page. And the only reason that I had to create one was the IUIC Denver page, and then I had to create it so I could be on the IUIC classrooms. Other than that, I would have never been on Facebook. So to get into this, I just wanted to leave, back up, do my thing, move on with what I was doing, be with my family, my wife and my kids, and just keep it moving. But no, for some reason, people in the background, people, even from the congregation that I was head over in Colorado for the last 9 years, have something to say. But these are people who haven't called me to say, hey, what's going on? Why'd you leave? Why'd you do this? What happened? What's going on? But these are people that I knew. So I just want to tell y'all a brief story real quick so that y'all can understand. Because after this, I don't have to get on here and say nothing and all that kind of stuff. Look, I'm not going to sit here and bash IUIC. They, the understanding that I got through them, I learned changed my life. I went from doing music, traveling around. I was playing with a lot of big name bands and everything. But then here come this truth. But prior to me coming to IUIC, me and my family were already in the truth. We were already keeping the commandments. We already had fringes. We understood the dietary law. My wife and I got married. So we were in it before. So then when people say, oh, you left, you're not in the truth. What does that even mean? What does that mean? Why can't you pull a scripture in 1 John 2:19 and say if they were not of us, they left because they were not of us? That's talking about somebody who completely leaves. And when you read from 18 down, it's talking about somebody who's like the Antichrist, who's against Christ, who's not teaching Christ no more. When do people leave and do that? When do people leave and do that? And why is it fair for somebody to say, oh, you're not keeping the commandments? When was anybody or any camp the truth? That's a dangerous thing to say. And it's rough on the people who've given their life to something other than themselves. I used to be selfish as hell. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I was selfish. I was traveling around. My wife would tell you I was selfish as hell. Period. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to explain something to you. When we first came into this truth, I had a deal that I was going to get with Warner Brothers. I had a band that I was rocking with. Things was going good. Didn't happen. Because the truth came. I was like, I can't be in and out of nightclubs and doing this and traveling. So I quit. And I started working for a construction company, making damn near no money. So when I came into the truth, I already gave that up. My whole family gave up on me because they thought I was in a cult. My wife's family gave up on her. My kids were like, dang, Dad, where's everybody going? I was like, we'll just stay focused. So for years after we came into IUIC, even before that, when we first came in, before we got with IUIC, we were by ourselves. We went through a lot, you know? But for me, once I did get with IUIC, that's all it was about for me was IUIC, 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 my whole life. And those of y'all who know me, y'all know this. I went from making nothing because I knew that the Bible said, you know, that you can't be amongst all kind of wickedness and do that. So I was like, cool. So I'm not going to sit here and say IUIC didn't give me the understanding I have and all that kind of stuff. But people change and things change. People change and things change. Grown people have a right to make grown people decisions. A man has a right to move his family to the left or to the right. And nobody should be able to dictate and say, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? And then mark you or label you as something else. And let me explain something. Once I did, you know, give up the music and started construction, it wasn't enough money. So I went into the culinary industry, went back into that. I was like working a temp agency, making sandwiches. Of all things, I'm making sandwiches, you know what I'm saying? Pissed off every day, walking in and out of these places, letting these Edomites talk crazy about me. I'm done. I'm like, what is this? So then I kept working, you know what I'm saying? And then moved up to the next thing. And finally I was like, yo, I got to do something else. You know, opportunity presented itself. After a period of time, I became a head chef of a restaurant. But during this time, what I did was because every time that I got promoted at my job, I was missing like blitzes. I couldn't go to the men's conference. I couldn't do all these things because everything started moving for me. So in my mind, I said, how am I going to be able to do this? So what I started doing was deciding I need to be able to do this thing so I could do something bigger. So I could go and cook and do what I do for Esau. Esau don't deserve what I can do. My people deserve what I can do. I sat down at the table with the brothers that was with me after I left the head chef job. I had a brother, Alon. I paid for him to come out to Denver because he was in Georgia going through hell. And I was like, brother, you got to come out here. So the last little bit of money I had, I was like, come out here before I started my next gig. Helped him out. We went through a lot of stuff. But at my table, it was me, Alon, my wife, Shaylu, and I don't remember her, Thaddeus, that was there at the time. And I said, we need to come up with something so that we're available when Israel needs us. So I was good at what I did in my craft. I was really good at what I did as far as being a chef. And I was like, yo, I would love to one day cook the Passover, to be able to cook and be a part of this and do that. So for me, when I started thinking about that, it was because I couldn't make all the other things. So it just seemed like I wasn't involved. But you got to remember, we came in 2010. For a while, for such a long time, nobody knew that there was even a camp in Denver. They never knew. So me, Alon, and Shaylu, we all went out teaching. We all went out hitting the blocks. Brothers was threatening us. There was multiple times where they were like, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to shoot y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had a brother come up to me and ask me, he was like, who would you want me to shoot if I had to kill one of y'all? When we was teaching, and these brothers know, because I've told the story before, and the ones who was there, I said, you better shoot my big ass first, because after that, it's over. I'm the biggest one here. You might want to take me down. So the point of all this is we got brothers, we working, we grinding, we moving. For 9 years, we trying to figure out what to do. For years, we trying to figure out how to get a school, how to make it happen, you know, doing the work. Everything for me was IUIC. To the point that I even got to a certain place where I was an executive chef at a place, and I hired a brother onto this place. He comes in on some hating stuff, and then he decides he's going to show all my supervisors the videos of me teaching. He's like, see, he's in a hate group. He hates white people. So I'm making good money at this time. You know what I'm saying? I'm making good money at this time. And then so all of a sudden, I get this phone call and I feel this vibe changing in my job. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wait, what's going on? So they pull me in and they're like, yeah, well, we have this. He said that you're with a hate group and this and that. And yeah, we just want to know what's going on. I said, nah, I know hate group. This is what I believe. This is the truth about my so-called religion. This is what I believe. So how are y'all going to bring that in here? I never brought it in here. So at that point, I'm like, yo, I got to get out of here before these people make me look like some crazy ass dude, mess up my whole name, mess up everything that I've worked for in this industry, because it's not easy being a chef being a chef in the industry. It's a white ran operation. You know what I'm saying? There's mostly white boys who get all the credibility and the respect for being a chef. You know, and again, those of y'all who are on here that just so you know, I don't want you to get in trouble by being on my page, because I'm not with IUIC. I don't want you to be like, oh, man, oh, he didn't say that. Nah, I don't want you to get in trouble, so don't, get in trouble. I'm just putting this out there for a reason, because of what's being said about me behind my back. Like, I was like, I'm leaving quietly, didn't post it, didn't say anything, but then all this is going on. So anyway, long story short with that, I had to get myself out of that position, out of that situation. So when I did, it was either... the company wanted me to move somewhere else, and they were like, we'll pay you more if you just leave from here, because I told them I was leaving, and I was like, nah, I'm not going to take it. Plus, it would have took me away from being at the school. It would have took me away from what we were trying to do. So the brothers around me know that I took a huge cut to keep operating and making sure things was going on. Am I perfect? Am I trying to pay myself as some saint? Did I not make mistakes with trying to be in leadership and take care of the business I need to do? Hell yeah, I made mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is everybody knew what was going on. Leadership, I asked them to come out many times. There was a situation that got brought up by a captain about two brothers who tried to overthrow who tried to throw a coup and try to undo everything that was going on. One of the brothers was that they mentioned was Lon and Soldier and Elijah John, and also my other son. You know what I'm saying? But when that went down, they felt that I was in the midst of something wrong, so they brought it out. You know what I'm saying? I told them be patient about it, bring it out a certain way, and they felt like, they wanted to hurry up and get it done. So they went ahead and brought it out, and I took the job that I ended up getting at. Leadership kept supposed to come out, but they never did. And so the job that I took, they had a training that I didn't have to take, but because it was in the state I needed to go to for the leadership that was over me, I went and dealt with the situation. I came back, they said, we don't see an issue. You know what I'm saying? He's over Colorado. Y'all follow him. If you don't like it, leave. And that's another thing. They say, if you don't like it, leave. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like what's going on, leave. And I left, but then I didn't make any noise. I didn't say anything. I wasn't dogging nobody. I wasn't disrespecting people. You know what I'm saying? I just backed up and got my family, made everything available to the brother that was next to me and gave it to him and said, here, man, here's what you need to take care of this. My wife took care of all the stuff for the sisters and made little, the notebook and put it all back there. So the whole thing just boggles my damn brain. So yeah, those brothers did do that. But when I got back, a lot of people were upset. They didn't like they didn't like that it was going down. So they decided that they were gonna some decided my son he was really upset. So he got pissed off and he rolled out. And then over a period of time, he kept on, being angry, and then he just ended up leaving. And they kind of just told him, don't come back. But the other two brothers, I forgave them brothers. I sat and chilled with them brothers, and, I said it's jacked up, how y'all went about it, but I forgave them brothers. That's why they was back in their rank, back in their positions. You know what I'm saying? Not for any other reason, but because those brothers showed works and did works. Those brothers was the ones who mainly opened the school and took care of everything. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. So, it's not like, let me come on here and do this, because part of the reason is because I'm watching what's going on. You know what I'm saying? My wife put in just as much as work as I did, and I'm turning around and she's in tears because people are dogging her out. The same ones that was like, I love you, sis, this and that. For 9 years, we work and do everything we can. For the couple of years since 2014, I'm cooking at the Passover. When I first met Judah Mack, things was crazy. Those who were there know the story about that. I just walked in from the cab, walked in there, saw Judah Mack, he was, going through some things. And I was like, hey, man, just want to say what's up. He's like, I'm busy, brother, I'm busy. And I was like, all right, man, I'm a chef. Yo, he yoinked me up and took me, and he was like, yo, we need your help. Those who remember that year, y'all remember what happened in that kitchen. For those of y'all, I call it Hell's Wheels on Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen on Wheels, because that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? When we went there, the people who brought the truck was all jacked up, and, we had to make do with what we had, but we got it done. So after that, that's when I started cooking for the Passover. That's when I was like, yo, what can I do ahead of time so that we can make something good? So behind the scenes, as I'm cooking for the Passover, those sisters of y'all and other brothers know who was in the hotel room, sewing garments, fixing garments, putting on fringes. Never, ever, ever did my wife ever make it to the Passover on time because she was fixing garments, captain's garments, officer's garments. Do you know what I'm saying? And so we back there doing that work on a regular basis. But it never was said. Backdrops being sewn. So what bothered me is I'm sitting here and I'm like, we're just going to chill. Let's not worry about nothing. Let's not get involved in anything. Don't worry about what people say. But then all of a sudden it's this negative thing and now my wife's in tears. And I'm just like, yo, this is ugly, because for 9 years, we was cool. One day later after we leave, we niggas and we hate our people. How is this even possible? And why is that even fair? Why can somebody tell you, if you don't like what's going on, then leave. And if you leave quietly. Then we leave quietly. But no. We got people in the background just on some hateful stuff. We all make mistakes. And I'm going to tell y'all something that those of y'all who don't know about how it is running these schools, it's very difficult because you're dealing with a lot of people that are coming in with a lot of issues. And so you're dealing with them with a lot of issues, and you're also trying to maintain and take care of your family, maintain and take care of your job, your business, or whatever it is. So I give my hats go off to all the brothers that are in those positions. My hats go off to every single brother, and y'all brothers know who I am. You know what I'm saying? The ones that I've had a privilege of meeting, hanging out with, those of y'all who've been in the kitchen with me over all the years that I've done this, my hats go off to all of y'all. So it's not about let me bash. My thing is that why when something is being said and it's like, yo, leave quietly, do this, and then you come out and you leave something and now everybody's like, he's the devil, he's wicked, he's this and that. Do we all make mistakes? The brothers mess up? Some of the brothers that left, there's other brothers that left too. There's other officers that have left too, but they haven't said anything because they took the advice and said, leave quietly. But they're being talked about behind their back. And why is that even fair? Why is that even fair? Then you got videos coming out, of leadership and all kind of craziness, but everybody's still tackling the little dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gave my life for the Bible. I gave my life for the Most High. But it happened to include IUIC and following that. So that was what it was. I'm going to tell y'all, I was an IUIC fanatic. I was like, yo, IUIC, back it up, the Bible, IUIC. So it was never like, yo, I don't like this, I don't like that. Over a period of time, things changed. And as a grown man, I'm supposed to be able to say, yo, this is changing. Let me back up. Let me move on to the next thing. Let me take my family away from this, because the level of hell we got, I'm going to tell you how much stuff I've been through with it, because there was a point in time where when I first before I came in the truth, the people I did music with for 10 years and all that stuff and traveling and touring with and spending time with, they were never allowed in my house. No one was really allowed to come in my house. But when I got in this truth, I let somebody in my house. This brother and his family, they said that they were, they were Israelites and they was, keeping the commandments. We was going over scriptures. They was in trouble. They needed a place to live for a while. Long story short, they got us evicted. Can I blame them? No, because the scripture tells you in Sirach 11, beware of who you let in your house. Don't let every man in your house. But I learned that the hard way. And Lord's will, the good thing about that, the Most High had our back till we was able to move from one place. It was a disastrous place to move to. But at the end of the day, better is a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house. That didn't stop me from taking care of people and wanting to be around them. It didn't stop me from wanting to do the work. And just because all the stuff we did was never broadcast, it just seemed like, oh, they just doing this or doing that. No, we was doing a lot. A lot of you brothers and sisters that's still in leadership positions and all over the place, your families, your wives, y'all know. You guys know, you know what I'm saying? Some of y'all started moving up in rank and then changed your attitude and it was different, and I'm okay with that. But I'm still the same dude. You know what I'm saying? I made mistakes, tried my best to get things in order, but then now you got people who now you can attack all these other people and everybody's on the attack, but then when something come out about leadership that's higher up, now everybody's like, why would he put that out? Why would he do that? Why would he do this? But at the same time, somebody was like, yo, all these Day of Atonements went by, and then this brother's putting out this video. Okay, if that's the case, all the Days of Atonement went by, but the stuff that's happening and the stuff that was in there was recent stuff. And so why did the little dude get to get kicked in his head all the time? And everybody's justifying that. I sat back and I haven't done anything to be like, yo, I'm going to say this and I'm going to say that. I sat back chilling. I live in the mountains, man. And it's a beautiful thing to come up here because I was always at the school. 5 days a week I was at the school. And those of y'all who know we changed the schedule to be open every day. You know, there's been issues. We've been going through them. Leadership ain't come. There's been stuff. As soon as we open the school, leadership come. Cool. But then the maintenance and the checking up and the making sure that we're on top of our game, making sure this and that did not happen. And the brothers who are there, those of you are still there, y'all know that that's the truth. You know how many times that I was asking for them to come out. And they kept pushing us back and pushing us back. You know, and so for those of y'all who are just tuning in or whatever and think this is some rant, nah, it's not a rant. It's me being like, why does something get said? If you don't want to be here, leave. And if you leave quietly. I leave quietly, but then I got all this stuff in the background that's coming at me. I got phone calls, I got emails, I got text messages of people saying stuff. I'm getting screenshots of people saying stuff, and I'm sitting back like, why is this okay? They're serious. Why is this okay? Why is it okay that all the work that I put in, the accolades, I never told Bishop Kenai to put me in front of everybody and tell him that I cooked for the Passover. I was working and busy. Let me tell you what happened that day. I thought somebody gave them raw lamb when they came and got me. I thought somebody gave them undercooked lamb. So when I start walking out there, my stomach is in my feet because I'm like, damn, I had a separate tray set up for them specifically that I know it was a fire. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm nervous as hell. And so I walk out and then it's something else. My thing is I've always been behind the scenes cutting it up, man. I've always been behind the scenes chilling. I've been around brothers who play the back role, man. It's not about like, see me, look at us, look what we do, look what I do. Only people who knew that I even cooked was the people in Denver. And some of the people that I was in touch with around the place. The one reason I even met Judah Mack and Maserati was because of the Passover. That's why I met them brothers, man. Me and Judah Mack was going, he was going through his thing. I helped him. We knocked that thing out the park. We cleaned up everything. We made sure it was done because it was a disaster the first year. The first year I went. I'm not saying that I'm like, yeah, I saved the day. Yo, woo, woo, woo. I'm not even tooting my horn. I just came in at the right time that the Most High was like, yo, go talk to this brother. Let him know what you do. Then after that, we had time to plan, put things in place, put in perspective. I got to use my skills that I learned, that I was training to do it. That's why when people saw it, it was like, yo, this is great because I wanted to do it. I cared about that thing. And I care about my people. I don't like that somebody could change the narrative of 9 years in a day and then be like, he hates his people. See, look at him. He hates people. Even the brothers who were saying that, there's brothers that I've helped personally, financially, that are sitting there saying, I hate my people. So if that was the case, why not let you get put out? Why not let you get on the streets? There's only certain key times that we ever did anything taken out of the school account to take care of other people. And that was because it was dire need, it was very important, and it was always documented to make sure. But for the most part, it was like, let's keep that money there to make sure that we have a school, that it's open. So I'm not sitting here like, yeah, and people be like, you're a traitor, you're a defector. First of all, if I'm a traitor, what am I trading? What am I going against? If we all believe in the Bible, that's first. So if you see me come on here with a satanic Bible and I'm talking about birthdays are good, kill people, multiple wives, have sex with animals, do this and do that, that's contrary to the Bible. That's a traitor. That's a traitor. This whole narrative that gets to be put out because somebody has a microphone and a platform and could crush your ass at any given time because they got a wide variety of audience, but the people who've been putting work, come on, ask the questions. Don't y'all think that that's fair to ask the damn questions to the people who've been putting their life on the line and putting their families on the line for this? Don't y'all think that's fair? But everybody could just change the narrative at the drop of a dime for my family and my life in a day, in one day. So from Friday when I said that I'm not staying with IUIC and I'm leaving and sent that to the person above me, then it comes down that the other captains come out there. Why in the hell is it fair that you get to change my life and my narrative and my bricks and my work in one day? And then have a bunch of people who don't know the situation go like these little monkeys throwing crap at everybody. And then when somebody stands up, you guys are like, why are you standing up? Get punched in the face. Why are you doing that? Why you want to do that? Look, I'm going to tell you something. I did not grow up as no punk. I grew up bad, man. My wife knows I was a brawler when I was in the world. That was my spirit. I was like, fight, win, lose, or draw. If I get my ass kicked, I came home and she was like, what's wrong? I got my ass kicked. If I came home and won. But this whole thing, like, I have to take care of my family and make the decisions that's right for me. The scripture said that the path is so small, but only one man could go at a time. Why am I going to put my life and my destiny in your hands if I don't agree with you? And you say if you don't agree, then leave. Then I leave quietly and don't say nothing. And then now there's all this other stuff in the background about me. So I'm going to be like, well, let's pull up this. Let's pull up that. Let's do this. Let's say this about him. Why in the hell is this fair? Why do I get to sit back and watch this happen time and time again to person, to brother, over and over and over? It happens on a regular basis. And we're supposed to be like, shut up, don't say nothing. You got grown men who when people came down to a school, grown men that they never met in their life, had them in fear to stand up for the men that took care of them, took care of their families, looked out for them, opened the school, secured the location, did all that. But they were like, oh God, this is not okay. And I haven't done anything to destroy anything that I've been put in responsibility for. I haven't destroyed anything. I haven't taken it apart. I haven't dismantled it. I was trying to use wisdom so far in advance that I was like, my wife's like, let's go to the school, let's do this, and let's tell her. I was like, no. I said, because then it's going to look like I'm there to create dissension and a problem and an issue, because some of them people might not see a problem. And because they look at me and I'm a leader, they're going to be like, well, why do you say that? No, I'm confused. I don't want to bring the damn confusion. I don't want to be the one with the confusion. I don't want to bring it, be like, he said that. That's what it would have looked like if I would have went to the school. That's exactly what it would have looked like. And I didn't do that. And I'm tired because I've watched people, good people, who the narrative changes on them because someone doesn't like who they are or what they're doing now. It's just not fair that you could change a person's narrative. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like that's like me working for, like I've worked for a lot of multi-million-dollar companies, being a chef. I was an executive food service director for a couple of them. So at one point, I'm a chef there, but then I leave their company and go to another company. And now my old boss says, you're not a chef no more because you're not with us. So I just forgot how to turn on a stove. I forgot how to chop and dice and what the difference between roasting and baking is. I just forgot all that. What a flat top and a regular grill is. That just bucked my mind after I walked out of those doors. Just lost it. He lost it. Look at him. He's not a chef no more. If my occupation and my profession is supposed to be keeping the commandments and teaching my people to do so, I'd rather have the smallest minute understanding and basic and keep that than be like, look how deep I am and be a nigga. And it's unfair. That's all I'm saying. And everybody who's watching, y'all might not agree with me, but I don't care because it's not your life. It's not your life. You're not the one who got to deal with the rest of everything you got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to deal with it. Y'all could go about your business. You guys could sling shit on the internet through your emails and through your blasts and through your that. You could run around and toss shit around that doesn't belong to you and be in everybody's business, but you don't have to deal with my life after this. You don't have to deal with the repair of hearing about two brothers and their families getting put out and them having to gather their kids and their babies together in front of everybody one day where they took all this time for their kids to trust somebody. Then the same people in the same shirts come and kick their parents out on this rate and this level and then think it's tough. There's always a way to do things, man. Colossians 4:6, it tells you that there's a way that let your speech be seasoned with grace, that you may know how to answer every man. So there's a way to deal with every situation. Everything doesn't need to be a harsh, watch this, boom, see I kicked that nigga in the head, and everybody's like, yeah, I seen how you kicked that nigga in the head, that's crazy. Well, he was bending over to pick up his stuff that he kicked him in his head. And so at the end of the day, nobody gets to have a platform, and I don't even want a damn platform. I don't even want to be on the damn internet to be even doing this. Ask my wife, I'm like, damn, I gotta go out here and do this because all this stuff is being said, and somebody want to change the narrative in one day, in a few days, of 9 years worth of work. And now I'm a nigga. Now I hate my people, and now I'm a traitor, and now I'm a defector, and now I left the truth. But there's something even more important than me. There's something that the video that came out that nobody wants to even discuss. Nobody wants to discuss that, but we're being talked about, you know, what we are and what niggas we are and this and that. Why are we the topic when there's something more epic happening in the background than us? Why is that even fair? And those of y'all who know me, y'all know I take it on the chin on a regular. Y'all know, boom, I tell them like, good, we're going to take it on the chin. But for today, it just, I'm telling you, I'm irked. And I'm tired, you know what I'm saying? If everybody, if it's so important and we're not a factor, then leave us the hell alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit and say nothing negative about where I came from. The last 9 years that I spent of my life, putting my life into. Do you understand? I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, and this and this and this, and I'm going to start talking all kind of reckless because of these men, I changed my life. But also because of certain things that I see, it changed my concept of understanding things and my concept of discernment and my concept of paying damn attention. And that's it. We all mess up. Every single one of us says a just man falls 7 times and get up. But the one who, stay at the mischief, something's wrong with him. And all the brothers who be like, well, yeah, I got this and this. Whatever y'all got, put it out, let it be done, and let's move on. Whatever you're going to do after this, just do it and let it be done. Let's move on and whatever. Because that's what needs to happen. This shit show slinging shit, and then the people where it actually started coming from, it doesn't have to be dealt with, and we could just roll over it and act like it's not there. How long can you walk by, if your dog shits in the corner or something happens, how long can you walk by that before you be like, ugh? And should you even walk by it? Is that even a thing? I'm not here to create dissension. Like I'm like my whole life has been from being in this truth has been crazy. I lose people at the beginning. I lose everybody coming into this, talking about mothers, brothers. One of my sons died at the beginning of this truth. The other one got put in prison. Then over a period of time, the other one, we had issues and he left. Then my other one just left. And I'm trying to rebuild relationships and try to see what's going on and do that. You know what I'm saying? My mom, who's been, bugged out and undoped for all this time, is like sober right now. So there's all these milestones happening around me. But at the same time, people are like, no, we're going to get you. Why? What I do? What I do from Thursday, last Thursday to Friday to the Saturday. From the kids class, the teen class that we got, from the sewing class we got, from Iron Sharpen Iron that we have, I don't understand. And then what everybody gets to do is whoever has the loudest microphone gets to decide the narrative of anything that people decide they want to believe. And for you brothers and men out there that allow this, and you know how the brothers who have left are, you know their nature, that you've been at their houses. I've cooked some of y'all dinner personally at your crib. Y'all should be ashamed of your damn self to let it go like that. Y'all should just be like, you know what? Stop doing that. Don't do that. Let them brothers be about their business. Let them brothers do what they need to do. Let them brothers live their life. That's what needs to happen. But no, for some reason, we have to start putting up posts and taking little low-key shots at everybody and then saying all these negative things and being like, yeah, niggas is bugging out. Then y'all got to ask yourself a question. Why are there so many people, why are there so many brothers that have been in leadership roles that left? If they're so bugged out, why are we all bugged out? Why am I bugged out? Why is that fair? I'm just saying, why is that fair, man? Why one day, so the whole time, truth, why all that time struggling, fighting, figuring out how to get to school, people in my house, tearing my stuff up, still letting them come in, spilling food all over the place, trying to refix it, trying to repair it, people talking bad about me in my own crib, got to put people out, then I got to let them in, then I got to be forgiven, so I'm doing all these things. When before looking at me wrong would have got you beat up. Looking at me wrong, let alone the disrespect that coming out of people's mouth verbally, then you disrespect my family, and then I'm like, I will go to jail for that. That was me before. And so here I am, this dude who my wife was like, babe, you've come a long way because like there's certain things that happen and you'd be doing something else. But it's because the brothers that I talk to that help me work through those things, and they're like, man, here's a scripture for that. Here's a scripture for that. Here's how you work through that. Don't let that sweat you. You know what I'm saying? Move ahead, move ahead. I'm not going to sit and talk about people. The people that left before from wherever we were, I'm not going to talk about you. Because I'm not the one that gets to justify your ends. I'm not the one that gets to justify and decide what your life is going to do. It's not my decision. But all I'm saying is that I just wished that when it comes to people who decide to leave any organization, any camp that they decide to leave, that y'all leave them the hell alone. Let them go about their business, man. It doesn't need to be 8-hour classes. And do you know that there's people who are in trouble that really need scriptures to really get through their life, that are depressed? People having thoughts of suicide and they're watching the shit show and the monkey stole shit and they're depressed even more. But somewhere in the back of somebody's mind, this is great. Let's just keep doing this. Let's just go and go and go. But if they're a non-factor, if they're not that important to what you're doing, if they're not going to be missed, if everybody could just change their feelings for somebody in a day, then something is wrong with you. You brothers that have been friends with me and been friends with other people that have left, the brothers who have been friends with Judah Mack, who've been friends with Masharathi, and then one day later, all of a sudden, you have no sign of them being a certain way, and then now they're niggas and they were your friend and they helped take care of you. You got to check yourself, man, because somebody told you to do it. You got to ask yourself, why in the hell is that fair, and who the hell am I standing up for? Because I can't do it. You can't just tell me, yo, that's not your friend no more. He's a nigga when he ain't never showed signs of that to me. In the background, all this is going on, and I'm making sure the brothers got what they need because because financially things are jacked up. You know what I'm saying? That's a friend. Nobody should be able to walk in your house and tell you who in the hell gets to come in and out of your house, who in the hell gets to be on your cell phone, who you get to text. That's wrong. That's unfair. And if you're that paranoid about it, then y'all need to change something up with what you're doing, man. But it's just not fair, man. And I'm like, I'm like so heated right now about the whole thing because I'm like, I did what I was going to do. I even told other people, they was like, man, you're going to go say something? You're going to put something on Facebook? You're going to tell everybody that you left IUIC? I left Friday. Today is what, Tuesday? Today's Tuesday? Today's Tuesday. And all of a sudden, I'm still being talked about when I left. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't talk reckless. I didn't punch nobody in the face. I ain't steal nobody from nothing. I set up everything at the school, made sure that it was in place, made sure everything was done, made sure the brother that was under me had what he needed, handed over, here you go. I didn't be like, yeah, you know what I'm doing? I'm going to tear up everything. Watch this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to kick in the doors. And yeah. No, because I love my people, and I want them to be able to have a place to go. They have to have a place to go. We are being beat up outside, and then now we're being beat up by our people. So we're just getting beat up. So those of y'all who don't have the testicular fortitude, y'all stay right in them seats, sit there, because when you leave, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. The same people that said they care about you, people you've had at your house, people who slept at your house, people who you've broke bread with, cooked for, made meals with. Trust me, it's gonna hurt if you decide you ever want to leave. And then it's like they're like, well, why would you want to leave? For those of y'all who ain't been keeping up, then I don't even know what the answer is for you. You know, I don't know what the answer is. Sometimes it's just time for people to go. And the best thing to do is just to go. But I've never left a company, and I'll be straight with you, I've never left an organization where all the employees just was like, middle finger to you, jackass, we hate you, you're a defector, you're this, you're that. That means that anybody who ever left a camp to another camp is, first of all, not in the truth. So if anybody left any amount of camps to create a camp and you're under that camp, that means that you're not in the truth, because that person left the truth 4 times. It's old and it's tiring. It's tiring to the spirit. It's vexing to the spirit. It's vexing to the spirit. And it's just unfair. That's all I'm saying. Nobody want to sit here and start a fight and be like, yo, let's just go on this reckless AWOL, kamikaze move. People think because we're in leadership and we've been in truth so long and, we hold ourselves together, that we all of a sudden stop having feelings. That we all of a sudden don't feel anything no more. Because we're men. Men have feelings. Men feel things too. The Most High gets mad. The Most High gets jealous. But we're supposed to be like, I don't feel anything. I'm a rock. Look at me, I'm a rock. I have a wife. I have 2 kids. Even my son, what I'm saying, he was in his feelings because one of his friends that he was doing music with hit him up and told him, he was like, I ain't never talking to you again. I'm mad at you. As if my son had a choice. So that should say a lot. He's just like, I'm mad at you. I'm not talking to you no more. So my son, he's going through his emotions, his feelings, and I got to be there for that. Alon, Officer Alon, former Officer Alon, he got to go through that with his family. Soldier Elijah John, he got to go through that with his family. But when we come in, we're not, everybody in the world doesn't know that we came into IUIC. But when we leave, everybody and their mama knows. And then everybody and their mama has something they get to say. But when we come in, everybody don't know. There's not a big epic, hey, shalom, y'all. Such and such, the house of Officer Osmar, the house of Osmar is here in IUIC. It's not a big to-do like that. But then when people leave, it's like, such and such left, he's the devil, yeah, get him. Nah. Just saying, man, it's just not fair. I can see if somebody jumped up. I can see and goes, I can see if I jumped up Friday when I left and got up there like, hey, shalom, Most High Christ bless. I just want to say something. IUIC, woo, and I left. I can see if they was like, that's ugly. But I backed up, chilled, was like, I ain't gonna deal with nothing. I ain't gonna be involved. I told my wife, I said, if people text you, don't do nothing. She was so emotional. I just found out today that she texted her sister, and she was emotional and texted her and went off on her. And I said, I told you to put your phone down because you got to get over it first. You have to get past your hurt before you can have a conversation. Otherwise, it's going to be you just like blah, 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 blah. And guess what else? Woo, 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 woo. So you have to get past it. You have to get past, because what happens is you think like all the people that say that they with you and that they love you and they care about you, that know you, are being told by people that they don't know to cut you off. People they've never met. And like I said, I'm not on here to do a shit show. I'm just like, yo, can y'all tell your people and your people with issues to fall back, do the work that they supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? I don't need to, I'm not even gonna put the emails and the text messages that I've been getting from people and what they're talking about in the group chats. I'm not even gonna put that up. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not posting it. Because I'm not gonna be like, yeah, see, he's trying to create strife. Listen, y'all create strife in my life. I'm up in the mountains chilling. I'm not looking for people to follow me. They don't want to make this drive in the wintertime. I don't need them to come be like, yeah, I'm about to start a camp. Y'all come up here to my camp. I'm going to be the head nigga in charge. Yep, y'all come up here. You know what I'm saying? Me. Look, let me tell you something. Y'all better start following the Bible and quit worrying about all this damn rank and all these men and all this other stuff than that. Y'all better start reading and following the Bible and make sure that that is your first love. We are falling away from our first love, which is the Bible. The whole reason y'all fell into this thing was because the Bible was telling you who you are. Not because somebody was like, you're going to get to be in this place. You're going to be like this, and this is what you get to do. And everybody's, nigga, come on, like we're losing. We're losing. You know, we're losing. And me, I'm always a person that can usually keep the way I feel, you know, pretty steady. But today and everything, like right now, this is probably the most anybody, even if anybody who knows me, they're like, yo, this is the most for this dude right now. Because this ain't how we really get down. Usually it's just even, but you know what? It's not even, man. If the playing field is cattywampus when people you don't even know are in your inbox. I don't even know these people. Who the hell are you? Well, such and such said, look, nigga, I don't know you. Do me a favor. Take care of your family. Take care of your family. Shalom. Why are you in my inbox and I don't even know who the hell you are? And if you're so bold, put it on my page. But no, they got to do a background because they got to be like, yeah, I said something too. And I was involved too. It's the world star mentality right now. You know what I'm saying? It's the world star mentality. It's like, let us not stop the issues. Let us not stop the fight or the person getting jumped by 20 damn people. Let us not stop that. Let us pull out our phones and start taking pictures. Let us make sure we get the best footage so we can post it and say, oh, look at, I got this angle. What angle you got? How did Israel become world star? How in the hell did Israel become world star? World star. I'm not going to stop what's going on. I'm not going to post scriptures to the people that are underneath me and say, do not do the name calling. Do not do the slanging of the shit. Do not create memes about people. Do not give people a jacked up ass name and then lie on them and say all this stuff. Don't do that. Sit back, shut up, do the work. Do the work, man. I put in major bricks for the body, straight up. Period. And I never complained about shit. Not one thing that I complained about. Not when my wife was going through what she was going through, sisters dogging her out, me having to work through that, the work she had to do at the Passovers when she was when she was in the hotel, needles going through her finger, having to pull them out, my daughter's garment not being done, me walking in after doing all the work I was doing, sewing my daughter in her dress so she didn't have to walk down into the Passover looking a wreck. So I'm just telling y'all, leave me personally, and actually the other brothers, all the brothers that leave them alone, man. Just stop. Because y'all are hurting people. Y'all are hurting people's families. You're hurting people's families, period. And then if it's not you personally, you are letting it be done. You're letting it be done, and that shit is unfair. That's all I'm saying, man. Y'all could go and just, whatever you gotta say it. It's like when you gotta throw up. And you know you gotta throw up. You don't sit in the damn living room and wait till you throw up. Take your ass in the bathroom, go throw up, go get it out your system, wipe your face, brush your teeth, wash your face, throw some damn scope in that mouth, and then walk your ass out and act like it never happened. Not one person said like, oh my God, I'm going to throw up. I'm going to throw up. Nope, not yet. I'm going to throw up. But why do we get to do this to each other? Why is it fair at the end of the day? Why I got to talk to my son and be like, yo, it's okay. And he's like, but why would he do that? And you remember, my son is the one that found the $200 that year, that Passover, the story they keep telling. That was my son, Jacob, that gave that money back, which happened to belong to Judah Mack, which happened to be that I was in the car with Judah Mack when he told me the story, and I didn't even know what kid it was till I walked back in and my wife walked up to me and told me. So you know how he feels. All of a sudden, his little friend, like, I'm never talking to you again. We're not cool no more. But that's the story. So that y'all know the story keeps coming up, but the name never comes up. The woman, the mother comes up, but the father's name don't come up. Just so y'all know, real talk, that was my son. That's how I taught my son how to be. And you know what's crazy is I would have took it. But when I was a kid, I see $200 laying on the ground across the way in the hotel. In the hotel across the way is a candy shop. I would have had $200 worth of candy, and I would have been walking around like I was Willy Wonka. I'd have been walking around like Willy Wonka, passing out candy to kids, trying to will and deal to get friends for the Passover. That's what I would have did. But my son, he's a different cat. He's a different kind of dude. He does music. He takes photos. He's like in a whole nother realm. So is my other son, Thaddeus. The dude makes backpacks. He does all this other stuff. And like, yo, we back here. We doing the work. So just because y'all don't see us and we ain't on every video and in every place doesn't mean that we're not doing the work. Doesn't mean that we're not doing it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, there's something bigger happening within Israel that y'all need to be paying attention. Y'all need to be having a dialogue about what that is. And right now, it's the biggest monkey in the room. And those of y'all who have already seen it know what I'm talking about. So let us fall back. Let me fall back. Let me be at peace. Let me, be up here, shovel my damn walk, which is huge, and I'm on the side of a mountain. Let me live my life without me doing all this work out here and walking back in and people just grinding me. Grinding me that don't even know me. You know what I'm saying? Let the brothers leave them alone. All the people who have left, they're not crazy. Every single one of us can't be niggas, man. Every single one of us can't have ill will because we left something, especially those who have had their mouth shut and didn't say anything. So somewhere, y'all got to be who you are according to the Bible, not men.